Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di and today I'm sharing with you my January manga haul. So I know I told you that the manga hauls were going to be smaller going forward, but I did use some of my Christmas money, which I received for Christmas, to purchase some things. So that's why it's a little bit bigger. My financial situation is a lot better now. We've got the thing that I was concerned about settled in a positive direction. And so, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better about that. But I do still want to pare down my manga purchasing. So I'm really trying to be more selective about the things that I am purchasing. But, you know, Christmas money, gifts, I definitely put it into manga. So it's not as big as I think the October, November one, but it is bigger than I thought it was. But this is also because I was actually in the store for the manga club meeting. So that's usually when I do a majority of my shopping, depending on how much time I have to peruse the shelves after the meeting before the store closes. Depends on how much I actually pick up. So I do go in with a list, but I don't always follow the list because there's inevitably something that I missed or just didn't see while we were looking through the lists of releases and things like that. So, yeah. In February, the haul should be smaller. If it's not, feel free to call me out, but it should be smaller, especially because this month I'm not going to have a lot of time to peruse the shelves after the meeting because we are going to go see the Demon Slayer theatrical event right after the manga club meeting. So yes, February's manga haul should be smaller. So let's get started. So right off the top here, I have a continuation of one of the series that I've just been really enjoying, and that's LDK. This is by Ayu Watanabe, volumes 23 and 24 in the omnibus. This is published by Kodansha, rated older teen. So this story is about two high school students who are living on their own in the same apartment complex. They're living on their own for separate reasons. They actually end up being neighbors until the guy, whose name is Shusei, his apartment gets scorched and he ends up moving in with Aoi, who is the female character. And then it's like close proximity. They've got to hide the fact that they're living on their own and hide the fact that they're living together from people at school because it's forbidden and things like that. And so anyway, I'm really enjoying the series. I'm very behind on this series, and that's not like me. I'm normally up to date with releases on this series. It's very rare with my reading, but with this one I'm usually up to date, but I'm like 6 volumes behind now or something crazy like that. I really, really need to get back to this series, but I have been enjoying it. It is one that, even though I'm enjoying it, there are things that I take issue with, but for the most part, I enjoy this couple, and I like to see what they're up to. So, yes, had to pick that one up. I have volume 1 of The Red Thread. This is art by Hibiko Haruyama and original story by Lazy Sheep. This is published by Yen Press. Rated older teen. I believe this is a Red String of Fate story that's a BL. I've dreamed about them ever since I was a child. Farm. I think this might be another Thai BL. Is a skittish but friendly young man who is excited to start his new life as a college student. He'll make friends, join a club, and maybe figure out why he's always sensed that there's a certain someone he's fated to meet. The moment he locks eyes with Dean, the captain of the swimming club, he's attracted to him in a way he's never experienced before. Is this who he's been looking for all this time? Does Dean feel the same way about him? Perhaps the answers lie in past lives they have yet to remember. So there's a past life storyline in this as well. Sounded really interesting, and I'm really looking forward to checking that one out. I have volume 2 of Tam-on's B-Side, story and art by Yuki Shiwasu. This one's published by Viz Rated Teen. So I read volume 1 in December as part of my manga advent calendar project, and I really enjoyed it. So this is a story about an idol who kind of has confidence issues and one of his fans, and she ends up taking on a part-time job as a house cleaner because she needs the funds to buy, merch. And she ends up getting assigned to her idol's house to clean because the person that usually cleans his house is sick. And so she ends up striking up a friendship with this guy and kind of helping him see all the things that she sees in him. And it's just a really interesting story. I'm really interested to see where this one's going to go, especially because people are going to find out that she knows him personally. She's got friends who are fans of him as well. And, there's going to be other issues too. But I really enjoyed Volume 1, and I'm looking forward to continuing with this one. I filled in a gap in my collection, so I picked up volumes 17, 18, 19, and 20 of Noragami Stray God. This one is by Adachi Toka, published by Kodansha, and this one's rated older teen. So I started purchasing these volumes at volume 21, I believe. That's when the world shut down. We couldn't go to the library anymore to borrow books. In fact, I remember distinctly that I had a whole stack of manga that I could not return to the library because of everything that was happening. And so we were exclusively reading the series from my library at the time. And since we couldn't borrow anymore, we decided to start purchasing the series because we really enjoyed it. And so we have from 21 to current, but we were trying to fill in from 1 to up 21 or 20. And so I finally have the rest of what I was missing. So I'm really, really happy. The story starts off as a story about Yato, who is a very minor god, and he's out there doing small jobs, just trying to get people to remember him. Because if people fail to remember who he is, he will fail to exist. And he definitely doesn't want that. He's got these big dreams of having his own shrine and having people come and pay their respects so that he doesn't have to do these small jobs anymore. And while he's out and about doing his thing, he ends up meeting Hyori. And they kind of strike up a little bit of a friendship, but then Hyori gets into an accident one day and something happens where she's able to separate her spirit from her body. So she's able to traverse both the living and the supernatural planes of existence. So she's able to go on a lot more adventures with Yato. So this series kind of starts out really lighthearted and fun, but then it gets more serious, and it's pretty serious at the moment. I know we're at the ending parts of this series. I'm really sad about it, but I think I definitely want to go back and do a full series read through of this series because it's been years since I've been reading this series, and sometimes when I'm picking up a volume that's current, I don't remember certain things that have happened because there was a time where Adachi Toka went on hiatus because I think there was an illness or something, and then it took a really long time for another volume to come out. And then, publication has been a little bit slow on this one, so my memory is not that great as far as the more current volumes, but the first few volumes, I pretty much got it. We did watch both seasons of the anime as well. Really enjoyed it. And so I'm glad that I now have everything that I can have at the moment of this series. And so, yes, really, really happy about that. We picked up Phantom Thief Red, a brand new heist for a brand new Red. This is volume 1 by Shin Akiki, illustration by Shu. This one's published by JY, which is an imprint of Yan Press. This is actually a light novel. I did not know that. So it's a light novel. This is ages 8 and up. This is a story about a 12-year-old girl on spring break until she learns she's from a long line of phantom thieves. For generations, her family has been stealing from bad guys and helping others, and her dad has been secretly teaching her the skills for the job her whole life. Now that she's about to turn 13, it's time for her to take on the role alongside her cousin Kay, a genius with an IQ of 200. Thanks to her superhuman athletic abilities and his smarts, no ill-gotten treasure is safe, at least if they can get along. So it sounded super cute. I've read other Phantom Thief stories before, and I thought this would be really interesting. So yeah, excited to get to that one. I picked up what I think is the entirety of Dead Company. So this is by Yoshiki Tonogai. It's published by Tokyo Pop, rated older teen. This is a horror manga. So I've got volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3. I recently saw my friend Jem from Jem's Creeps and Geeks. I think it's Jem's Creeps and Geeks. She recently rebranded her channel. But I have heard about this series for quite a long time, and it's been on my list to pick up. I just never looked for it or anything like that. But it has intrigued me. And so when I saw this at the store, I thought, now's my chance to pick it up. I've never seen it out in the wild before. And so I thought, you know what, we're just going to bring this one home. I have recently heard that Jem has read volume 1 and enjoyed it. So that gives me high hopes. This one says, Ryosuke Miyauchi may have survived a real-life battle royale to the death 3 years ago, but the lingering trauma and guilt from the experience, combined with the hounding from the media, has left him an empty man with an empty life. When he's invited to interview for a role at major game developer EDC on the basis of his prior experience, he almost turns the whole thing down, but the chance at being able to lead a normal life and work a normal job is too much to resist. Unfortunately, the EDC's interest in Ryosuke and his first-hand brush with death might turn out to be more than he bargained for. This almost sounds like there is another series that I need to read before this one. I'm probably going to have to do some research on it, but definitely sounds interesting, and I'm always up for a horror manga, so definitely looking forward to checking that one out. I have volume 2 of The Ice Guy and the Cool Girl. This one is by Miyuki Tonogaya, published by Square Enix, manga rated teen. So this is about the descendant of a ice god, snow spirit, something like that. And he works in an office job, and his cubicle neighbor is this woman here, whose name is Fuyutsuki, and it kind of just chronicles their day-to-day lives with them trying to get to know each other, and you can kind of already see in volume 1 that there are feelings abound. It's very episodic. I really enjoyed volume 1. I read it during my manga advent calendar project in December, and so I definitely had to pick up volume 2. Looking forward to continuing to see what these two people are up to. Just some of the things that happens with our snow spirit descendant. He turns into a block of ice. He causes blizzards when he gets anxious and things. It's really, really fun, and I enjoyed it. I filled in another space in my collection. I shouldn't say space because this just brings me up to date, but I was behind on collecting this one, and that's Yakuza Fiance. This is by Asuka Konishi, published by 7 Seas, rated older teen. So I picked up volumes 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I read volume 2 for my manga advent calendar project in December. I don't know why I thought I had more, but I had stopped purchasing it volume 2 because I think at that time I was just saying, okay, I have to, read the volume before I picked up the next one. And I really should continue to do that. But there are just some series that I'm like, no, like LDK. But in any case, really enjoyed volume 2. This is a story about our two characters here. They are grandchildren of Yakuza bosses who have become really good friends over the years. And they made a pact that their grandchildren would get married to bring the clans together. And so it's now time where she needs to move in with his family, and they need to get to know each other better because it's getting to that time where they're probably going to get married. But each other is not what they thought. And so the first volume was interesting. I definitely was curious about where this was going to go. The second volume, more interesting. I'm really enjoying what's going on between our two characters here as they get to know each other. The communication between the two is getting better, but there was an aspect that was thrown in volume 2 that is going to throw a wrench in everything, I think. And so that's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out in the next few volumes. But I really enjoyed volume 2, and I'm looking forward to reading up to what's currently released. Got this one for my daughter. This is Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. This is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition by Rokuro Saito and Atlas. This is volume 3, published by Udon Entertainment, and I would say this is older teen. This is a crossover story between Persona 3 and Persona 4. So this is the sequel to Persona 4 Arena, and I read volumes 1 and 2 of Persona 4 Arena for my manga advent calendar project in December. I just finished reading Persona 4, the series, with the Monaco Manga Club and really enjoyed it. And I enjoyed the first 2 volumes of Persona 4 Arena as well. So I will definitely be getting to this series myself someday, but for right now, this is just a purchase for my daughter. And so yes, we've got the Barnes & Noble exclusive editions on that one. I picked up Love a Kitten and a Salty Dog. This has art and story by Nenko Nen, published by 7 Seas, rated mature. So this is a BL story. Picking up strays and falling in love, Okuda is a tough veterinarian who works at Kinako Animal Hospital, right near the entertainment district. One day, a kind and earnest college student named Momo brings in a tiny kitten he found on the streets, and the two men grow closer as Okuda helps Momo learn about cat parenthood. It isn't long until their conversations turn from pet care to their experiences with romance, as Okuda finds himself wanting to get to know Momo better. Will their relationship grow into something more with a kiss? So it sounded super cute, and I thought, why not pick it up? So I did just that. I have volume 13 of Soul Eater in the Perfect Edition. It's by Atsushi Okubo, published by Square Enix Manga, rated older teen. So I'm just collecting this one until I have it all, and then I will probably read through it at some time. We read through volume 1 for the Monaco Manga Club, and I enjoyed it. I watched the anime prior to that and enjoyed it as well, so I have no doubt that I am going to enjoy the series. So I have volume 24 of Yomushi Pedal by Wataru Watanabe, published by Yam Press, rated teen. So this is another one that I'm just collecting until I have it all, and then I'll start a read through of it. Yomushi Pedal we have seen a few times in the anime. In fact, we just finished a watch through of the anime and finally got to the more recent season. Really enjoyed our watch through, and so this is a story about a high school cycling team. Really enjoyable, and I'm definitely looking forward to being able to read through the volumes. And then the last thing I have is a light novel, and it's volume 2 of 86 by Asato Asato, illustrations by Shirabi, and mechanical design by 1-4. This one says, run through the battlefront, start. This one's published by Yen On, rated ages 16 and up, so that is older teen. So I read volume 1 of this light novel in December, I think. Really enjoyed it. So this is set in a world where there are 86 districts, but most of society only know that there are 85. The people in the 86th district are kind of unnamed, unknown to society, but what society does know is that they are fighting a war, and that their government has told them they have come up with a way to fight the war without casualties. And so they've created these drones that go out and fight in soldiers' stead, so that they're able to not have any casualties while fighting the war. But what's really happening is that people of this 86th district are the ones that are piloting these drones. There are definitely casualties, and we follow a commander in the military who kind of has a different view on the 86, but at the same time, she has kind of skewed views of them because of what happens around her, because she lives in District 1 and she commands a team of 86. She gets assigned to command this team, and we follow her and the team getting to know each other, fighting battles together through the losses, through the casualties, through each battle. So I really, really enjoyed the first volume, so much so that I immediately started the anime, like when I was halfway through the book or so, just to see what it was like played out on TV. Because, you know, when you're reading something, you've got like different ideas of how things are playing out and things. And with the battle sequences and everything, I really just wanted to see that in action. And I actually had a different idea of what these drones had looked like based on the description in my head. And the way that they were talking about how the drones were acting in battle. So it was interesting to see the animation and what exactly they looked like and things like that. Really, really good first volume of the light novel. Really good anime. I highly recommend it. It was definitely a surprise. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did, but I immediately went and got volume 2. And I definitely think that this is going to be one series that I'm going to really enjoy. I did listen to a majority of volume 1 by audiobook. So Yan-on does provide audio books on this series, and the audio narration was very good. I believe the narrator for the audiobook is the person that voices Lena in the anime as well, but I didn't know that at the time. So yes, very, very good. Really enjoyed it. Highly recommend. If you haven't checked the series out, I definitely recommend that you do so. So that is pretty much everything that I picked up in January. So like I said, February's manga haul should be smaller. If it's not, definitely call me out. But I foresee it being very small. My list of things that I intend on purchasing today is not very big. It's like under 10. So it should stay lower than 10, but it shouldn't be as large as this. But in any case, Christmas funds are there for a reason, right? So I put it to good use. I think I put it to good use, and I think I'm really going to enjoy everything I picked up. Let me know down in the comments below what you picked up in January. Are you interested in any of these series? Have you read 86? Or watch the anime? I would really love to know. And if nothing else, and you'd just like to let me know that you were here, if you could leave me some kind of sports emoji, I guess, for your pedal. If there's a bicycle, that would be great. And that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.